Hey, I hope you all enjoy this your Christmas. I know it's Boxing Day in some places of the world. Hey guys, I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas. Hope you had a fun Christmas. I hope you're enjoying Boxing Day. I know in some places of the world it's Boxing Day, like the UK and Canada. Let's go with the show, man. This is double AA with an RON Entertainment, Internet Entertainment, bringing you Why We Love Sports, episode 9. And on this show, I'll be talking about this idiot and his team. Along with NBA, and I'll also be talking about NHL upcoming season and schedule and opening 2021-2020 season openers. If you have a team here, you can see what you can see the list here. Which day they play the first game. Alright, guys? And I'll be talking some baseball news. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rant, man. I'm gonna rant. I'm definitely gonna rant. That's the first thing I'm gonna do is rant. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna hear me rant. It's gonna be the first thing I do. Now, where was I? So, NBA, NFL weekly predictions, and check over the standings. But I'm going to do with NBA, even though there's been like 2 games for some team, 1 game for one team, whatever. And no games for certain teams, because there's stupidity and really one stupid, irresponsible player. Which I'm going to start with. And here we go, man. Here, guys. I'm going to get with the rent. I want to get the rent out of the way. And this idiot, greatest scorer, best scorer in the league, but he's a fucking idiot. Excuse my swearing. Starts shit in practice. Not a good teammate. Apparently went somewhere Monday, the 21st. He's not eligible to play, right, for the Wednesday night game, their opener. And then we find out the team, Houston, 3 or 4 players are not available. John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, even though they were tested negative. And Eric Gordon, they had to go home. They had to go to the hotel, wherever, to isolate themselves. And now Eric Gordon, and they canceled the game against the Thunder. They didn't cancel the game. They postponed the game against the Thunder because of irresponsible, not James Harden. Not just James Harden, but the team is. And the reason the game got postponed is because they couldn't find 8 players to play the game for them. The rule in the NBA is you have to have 8 players to play, otherwise the game will get postponed. And Houston didn't do that. Apparently they had some get-together, some players that get together with each other or whatever. And which is against protocol. It's NBA protocols. Maybe in the real world, yeah, you're allowed to do this. Even though right now you shouldn't. You're being stupid and very irresponsible and very not self-aware, not taking a shit seriously. And James Harden, yeah, I don't think he takes this shit seriously. I know he said he had it in COVID back in the summer, and he thinks he's invincible or something, immune to it. I don't know. He's an idiot. He said he was at a private party. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if you're a private party or a public place. It doesn't matter. You're not allowed to do it. It's against NBA protocol. You're responsible for your team and the personnel. And the rest of these players too. He got fined 50 grand. What's 50 grand to a $40 million player? They wanted to go easy on him. Don't go fucking easy on these guys during the pandemic, guys. If you're responsible during the pandemic, transferring, getting other people sick, or possibly dead, don't go easy on him. Don't fine him 50 grand. Fine him more than that. I'm sorry. This is not where you're skipping practice, you're saying something in the media criticizing the referees or getting a flagrant, getting kicked out of the game. It's just different, man. This is a different situation. This is 1,000 times more serious than all that. Harden does love a team strip club, and that's a problem. And that's a problem. I know athletes love to party, but that's a problem. He should be focused on winning and keeping himself safe and his teammates safe. And he wants to be traded, right? Wants to be traded. He had a list of teams to be traded to. Who in their right mind wants to trade for this guy? I'm not gonna say the word cancer because that's a very bad word. I know a lot of people say when somebody's a cancer in the locker room is not good. But I'm not gonna say that because I think cancer is a dangerous word to use in that sense. Because cancer is a serious thing, guys. Don't use it in that sense. I know a lot of people like to use it in that sense, but people that know people that died or have cancer, people don't like it. So I'm not gonna go light, or I'm not gonna go deep on it. I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna just call him a shithead, an asshole, a dumbass. Yeah. And remember, Milwaukee lost the second round draft pick with the botched trade, but Houston didn't do anything. Yeah, you know what this does, right? This lowers value because you see this guy. Okay, great score. You see this guy, but these reports on him like, do they want this guy in the locker room? He's a distraction. He's a shithead. He's a team disturber. Look, Chris Paul. They traded Chris Paul for Russell Westbrook. When Russell Westbrook wants out and got traded, I wonder what the reason is. I wonder what the reason why Russell Westbrook went out of Houston. Is it because they're not a good team? No, it's that guy, James Harden. He's not a winning player. He's not a leader. He'll score you 35 points a game. Big deal. Gilbert Arenas from Washington scored like 30 points a game. He was the exact same thing as James Harden. And this team in the first week of the season. If I was Adam Silver, I wouldn't have gone easy on him. I would have gone hard on him. Set an example. You set an example to Houston. You set an example for the rest of the league. You gotta take this fucking seriously if you want to finish out the first half. Because remember, they only set games for the first half of the season. They haven't set games for the second half past March 4th of 2021. Because they hope to get through the first half. And this is not a good start. This is a bad look for Adam Silver. And he went easy. The problem with Adam Silver I have is too player friendly. That's not good. I mean, you have to be good with the players. You have to have a good relationship with them. But at certain times, you got to be hard on them. And $50,000? Yeah, I don't want him on the Raptors either. $50,000? It's nothing. It's peanuts to him. He's making $44 million a year. What's $50,000? To a normal person, that's a lot for a person to pay in a fine. For him, it's nothing. They should have given him they should have given him a six-figure fine, like $250,000. It's still peanuts. What do you do if he does this again during the season? Do you fine him? Or you suspend him? I know they can't play. They have to clear him. You suspend him, and you fine him more. He's not going to stop. I think he has in his head that what he wants to do, he'll do it. He won't stop. And the rest of the league, the rest of the players have to understand. I know a lot of athletes, especially NBA players, love to party. But right now, partying is the stupidest thing. You're putting people at risk. You're putting yourself at risk. You're putting your colleagues, your fellow teammates, your coaches, and the rest of the people that work normal jobs at risk. Look, you guys are playing for something that you love, basketball. I love basketball, but I know I can't play in the NBA, and if I play in the NBA, I'll play for free because I love the game. Same with baseball. I love baseball. I wouldn't want to do anything to jeopardize that and guys like Harden is doing that, jeopardizing his teammates in the fellow teams, members, whatever, in the fellow leagues to playing basketball. Now, Houston's playing, I think it's tonight. I think they're playing tonight. I'll check. I'll check if they're playing tonight. Yes, they're playing the Trailblazers. And apparently you only have 9 players available and you need 8 players. So they're going to have 1 bench player because of the stupidity of not just James Harden, but the team. I wouldn't have gone easy on Harden. And now us teams looking to trade for him and be like, you know what? I think it's better off in Houston. We don't want this guy. I don't want this guy. He's not a good teammate. I wonder why a lot of guys left. You don't hear guys saying, oh, I want to play with Harden. No. You see guys, they say they want to play with LeBron, Giannis, certain guys. But never Harden. Harden's the one true superstar that you don't hear players want to play with. And when you hear that, and they go, and the first thing they do, they want out. And remember, Harden got traded from Oklahoma to Houston to be his own man. You can't win with this guy. I don't care if he's a great scorer. I don't care. I'd rather take a 15 to 17 point guy who could play defense, who's a good teammate, over a 30-point guy who could score you points, but in his shot selection, his efficiency is low. He doesn't have a good shooting efficiency because he takes 40 shots a game. You could get a lot of points based on 40 shots a game. Doesn't defend. Yeah, he could get rebounds and assists, but he doesn't do anything else that wins you game, which is defense. He's not a good teammate overall. He doesn't do the things that help you win. Michael Jordan could score, but he'll do the things that help you win. Yeah, Michael Jordan could be an ass. But you know why he was an ass? Because he wanted to win and make other players better. He did to make other players better. Harden doesn't have that in him. He just doesn't, guys. I'm sorry, Harden fans, but the fact is fact. I don't think he'll win you a championship. He's not the guy. Hakeem Olajuwon is the best Rocket ever. Best Houston Rocket ever. Although when he won the championship, Jordan wasn't playing the NBA, he was playing baseball. At least he still got you 2 titles. But this guy might be the second best player in Rocket history. In terms of superstardom he is, but I even put, who else was on the Rockets? Clyde Drexler was on the Rockets for a while. I put Clyde Drexler over him. Charles Barkley too, man. Even though Charles Barkley was later in his career, I'll put Charles Barkley over him. Maybe even older Scottie Pippen. I don't like James Harden. I'm sorry. I don't like those kind of players in any sport. That are a distraction to a team. That don't try to help a team win. That's all they care is about stats. Those are not winning players. And that's my rant on this. No, that's my rant on James Harden. Now let's get to the NBA. Yesterday was, I think every game was basically a blowout, right? Let's check yesterday's scores, guys. So okay, Pelicans got blew by the Heat. Bucks destroyed the Warriors. Nets destroyed the Celtics. I mean, if they could get along Durant and Irving, if they could find ways to win, maybe they could be a dangerous team. I'm not sold on them. Lakers destroyed the Mavericks. And Clippers beat the Nuggets. Yeah, pretty much, there's no close games yesterday in the NBA. And want to take the standings? Let's look at the standings, guys. NBA standings. Yeah, it's very early. So, Brooklyn's 2-0, and they're leading the Atlantic. New York and Toronto are 0-1. Boston's 1-1. Philadelphia's 1-0. That's really early. Central Indiana's 1-0. Cleveland's 1-0. Milwaukee's 1-1. Detroit's 0-1. Chicago's 0-1. Like I said, very early. Orlando's 1-0 in the Southeast. Atlanta's 1-0. Miami's 1-1. Washington's 0-1. Charlotte's 0-1. Northwest and the Western. Utah's 1-0. Minnesota's 1-0. I'm happy my boy Walt Wilkins is. I'm happy about that. Oklahoma's 0-0 because of postponement to a certain stupidity of a team. Portland's 0-1. Denver's 0-2. I don't know. It doesn't really mean anything. Denver's one of my teams that's predicted to make the playoffs, but 0-2 doesn't really mean anything right now. The Clippers are 2-0. Phoenix 1-0. Sacramento is 1-0. Los Angeles Lakers are 1-1, and Golden State's 0-2. So yeah, it's very early in the NBA season. We'll see where we are next week. It's still early next week, but next week I'll be going over the standings once again. I'm gonna do that I've been doing it for football. It's week 16. I'm gonna do it for NBA, and when hockey starts, I'll be doing it for hockey, and when baseball starts, I'll be doing that for baseball every Saturday on this show. But on Saturdays, my show might be a different time once baseball season starts, because baseball games might start in the afternoon, right? So it might be different for the Blue Jay games only. So expect maybe a time change on Saturdays for my once the baseball season starts. But that's 3 months away, guys, so you don't have to worry about that now. Okay, let's go to NFL, guys. So Minnesota got destroyed by New Orleans yesterday. Alvin Kamara, 6 touchdowns. Alright, guys? And right now, the Lions are getting their ass whipped by the Buccaneers. Almost those Patriots because of Brady and Gronk. Sorry. So let's see what they're losing by now. 47-7. So Detroit got a touchdown. Okay, so let's go over the standings first, and then we'll go to Big 16 predictions. Even though 2 games are going on, there's a game in the afternoon and then a night game tonight. I'll go over them, guys. So let's go to the standings. Okay, Buffalo definitely clinched the division. They might be the second best team in the AFC. Miami's 9-5. New England 6-8. New York's 1-13. They beat the Rams somehow, miraculously. Pittsburgh 11-3. They're struggling big time. There's a chance they may get surpassed by Cleveland. Cleveland's 10-4. Baltimore's 9-5. Cincinnati's 3-10. In the AFC South, Tennessee's 10-4. Indianapolis 10-4. So they're battling for first place. They're both going to make the playoffs as a pretty safe bet. Houston's 4-10. Jacksonville's 1-13. They're battling the Jets for the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. AFC West, Kansas City's 13-1. They're the best team in the NFC. AFC, probably best team in the NFL. Las Vegas 7-7. They've been going downhill. Denver's 5-9, and the Chargers are 5-9. And thanks to that good game, the Chargers and the Raiders, I won $1 on DraftKings because of that game. This past Monday. NFC East, Washington is 6-8, and Dallas is second place with 5-9, and New York's 5-9. So, and Philadelphia's 4-9. This division's not over yet. This division's going to end next week. I guarantee you, the NFC East, the winner will be next week. It's going to go down right to the wire. And you know what? That's fun, though. That's fun in sports when the division is won in the last game or last week or whatever. But not this way. Not with teams under 500. You're going to have teams. Yeah, you can have either Washington at 500. Or you're going to have teams under 500 winning the NFC East division. Only Washington has a chance to be 500. Because they have 8 losses. The rest of the teams in that division have 9 losses. Green Bay is 11-3 in the North. Chicago 7-7. Minnesota 6-9. Detroit's 5-9. And they're getting ass whipped right now. New Orleans is 11-4. I think I said Thor. 11-4. I'm sorry. Tampa Bay is 9-5. Atlanta is 4-10. Carolina is 4-10, and that's NFC South. In the NFC West, Seattle's 10-4. Los Angeles, that huge loss really hurt them, 9-5. Arizona's 8-6. So the NFC West is strong. I mean, San Francisco's 5-9. The NFC West is very strong. Let's go to conference standings, guys. Let's go to AFC. Kansas City is the 13-1. They're gonna be top seed in the AFC. Buffalo's 7-3. I can see them winning second seed. They're on the roll right now. Pittsburgh is struggling to hold on to the third seed because they're battling with Cleveland for the top spot in NFC North. And same in Tennessee and Indianapolis. Tennessee is the fourth seed, but they're battling with Indianapolis because they both have the same record for division lead in AFC South. But I think both of those teams are going to make the playoffs. One's going to be division leader and one's going to be a wildcard team. And there's 7 wildcard teams. So I think Las Vegas is out of it. So I think it's going to be the battle between 7th place is going to be Miami and Baltimore. They're going to battle for 7th spot, the final wildcard spot. And then the rest of the division is gone. Las Vegas I think it's done. New England's been eliminated. Yeah, Denver's eliminated. Los Angeles is eliminated. Houston's eliminated. Cincinnati, yeah, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, New York are all gone. Let's go to the NFC, guys. NFC. Green Bay is first seed, 11-3. New Orleans is second seed. Seattle is third seed, 10-4. That could change with the Rams and maybe Arizona. And Washington is fourth seed. That could change with Dallas. All the teams. As I said, that could go down to the wire. Philadelphia's 4-9. I think Philadelphia might be out of it. They might be the most likely team out of it. Maybe the Giants. But they're all going to go down to next week, the last week of the season, week 17. And then whoever in top seeds are the top division leaders are the top 4 seeds in the conference. And Los Angeles is 5th seed. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think Tampa Bay is going to make the playoffs. Once they win this game, I think it's a safe bet to make the playoffs. They're going to clinch. Arizona is battling with Los Angeles and Seattle. Remember, Arizona. So I think those teams, Arizona, Seattle, Rams, might even go down to next week too, who wins the division. But they're over 500, so it's a much better race. And Minnesota 6-9, Detroit's 5-9, Dallas is 5-9. Dallas will leave out of there, but Detroit and Minnesota, they're definitely out of it. Dallas is not. San Francisco's out of it. I mean, if San Francisco's in the NFC North, NFC East, they could win. If Detroit, Minnesota, San Francisco, Atlanta, and Carolina were in the NFC East, they have a chance to win the NFC East. But let's go. Giants and Philadelphia. So Giants, Philadelphia, Dallas, and Washington. And that could change next week. It's going to go down to the wire next week. Whoever wins this week may affect some teams in that division, but I think it's going to go down next week when the final standings take place, when the final games of the season end, and we'll see the final standings, and we'll see who finally wins. NFC West is very tight, and NFC East is very tight. I mean, NFC East is really, really tight because all teams are in it. 3 teams are in the NFC West, but most likely, some of those teams in the NFC West are going to make the wild card as a wild card team, where only one team in the NFC East is going to win the division, and the rest of the teams are not going to make it in the playoffs as a wild card team. Now let's go to predictions, guys. So, Vikings lost yesterday to the Saints. Alvin Kamara had 6 touchdowns. I think it's a record, guys. It's a record. That's embarrassing if you ask me. I mean, I would be embarrassed. But good for Kamara. Let's see, what's the score now? So Buccaneers are beating the Lions 47-7. If they win this game, they clinch. So San Francisco's in Arizona tonight. Night game, 4:30. It's about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to Cardinals to win. And I think the Cardinals win here. I think they have a good shot at making the playoffs as a wildcard team. And there's a night game. Dolphins and Raiders. I'm going to Dolphins to win because I think the Dolphins could make the playoffs. And the Raiders have been not good lately. So I'm going to Dolphins. Let's go to Sunday's games, guys. Okay. Giants and Ravens. Ravens. Bengals and Texans. I really don't care. So I'm just going to go with Texans. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect any outcome of the season. So I'm going to Texans. Bears and Jaguars. That doesn't matter either because I think they're both out of it. So I'm going to go with the Bears. Jacksonville needs to lose this game to try to get Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I always thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be a Jaguar anyway, so he might go to the Jets. The Jets won that game. So to me, is either the Jets or the Jaguars for Trevor Lawrence. Falcons and Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs here, but don't be surprised if the Chiefs rested some players, right? If some players took a resting. Don't be surprised if Patrick Mahomes took a rest and stuff. Browns and Jets. They beat the Rams. The Jets. So should I go to Jets here? Are they gonna be hot on a 2-game winning streak? No, I'm going to Browns to win here. Steelers and Colts. Steelers and Colts. I'm going. This is in Pittsburgh. Colts. I think if Colts lose here, I still think they're gonna make the playoffs. Carolina, Washington. I'm going Washington to beat Carolina. Chargers and Broncos. No outcome in the playoffs. I'm just gonna go Chargers. Cowboys and Eagles. Now this has an outcome. I'm going with the Cowboys or the Eagles, but Jalen Hurts intrigues me a bit. I know my buddy Samuel Sapa of Fightful has Jalen Hurts in fantasy, and Dallas does not have a good defense. So maybe Philadelphia is going to win this game, and Hurts may pair up good stats. I'm still going to Cowboys because I still think they're better. Now here's the division. Here's the game that could decide the NFC West division: Los Angeles Rams and Seahawks. Based on the loss of the Rams, if you go by momentum in football, Seahawks will win this game, and I think Seahawks will win this game. So I'm going to Seattle to win this game. I think Seattle will win the division. And I think Rams and the Cardinals are going to battle each other out for the playoffs. But I still think there's a chance. There's a chance that this could still go down to the wire next week. So I think there's a chance that division could have a winner. But I still think next week there's a possible another chance that a winner of the division could go down. And I think one of those three teams are going to make the playoffs. Two of those three teams I think will still make as a wild card team in the playoffs. Alright, guys? And I'm going to do a Raptor preview after this, guys, for my Raptors tonight, because I don't feel like doing a video on the Raptors. But I'll do a post-game Raptor stuff maybe tomorrow. But let's see what else. There's another game. Tennessee and Green Bay. See, Tennessee needs this win here too, because they can win the division. I still think they can make the playoffs, but it's better to win the division. And Green Bay has clinched. If Green Bay rests their players, I think Tennessee could win. I'm going to go with Green Bay to win here, but don't be shocked if Tennessee wins. Is there a Monday game? Bills and Patriots. Monday game. Monday game, guys. Bills and Patriots. I'm going to Bills to win against New England. Maybe try to go for that top seed in the AFC, even though I think Kansas City is going to win it. So I'm going to Bills. So that's football, guys. That's NFL. You think Philadelphia's gonna cut Carson Wentz? I don't know, man. He's making a lot of money. I don't know. He might need to change the scenery. Carson Wentz might need to change the scenery. I think it'd be the best for the Eagles in offseason to trade Carson Wentz. Because he does. I think he might need to change the scenery. Now, guys, let's go some hockey news, guys. Okay. Hockey news. So, guys. We know we're going to get hockey January 13th. It's the first game of the season. We know there's 4 divisions: East, South, West, and North. North is the all-Canadian division: Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. In the West, we got Winnipeg, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Calgary. And I'll show you the divisions once again. Here, so North, Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg. The West, Anaheim, Phoenix, Colorado, Los Angeles, Minnesota, San Jose, St. Louis, Las Vegas. Central, Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Florida, Nashville, Tampa Bay. East, Buffalo, Boston, New Jersey, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Washington Capitals. And on the side, we got the list of the opening games. So Calgary, January 14th, Edmonton, January 13th, Montreal, January 13th, Ottawa, January 15th, Toronto, January 15th against Montreal. See, you can see the dates here. If you're looking at this is all the dates. Take your time, look at the dates. It won't hurt you. Take your time, guys. Okay. So the way this works out, some teams will play 9 games against a team, and some will play 10 games against a team. It's a 56-game season, and the goal is to get 56 games right in. 9 against majority of teams, and 10 games against other teams. And let's look for NHL rules. An offside rule. Oh, okay. The new offside rule. Free agency is going to be late this year in July. It's usually early July. But with the season's ending a little bit later, it's going to end in May apparently. So it's going to be delayed. The draft is going to be in July, usually in June. So free agency and the draft will be delayed this year to July. Not like this year. Not like that. Not like this past year, and we was in October and November. Because on protocols and stuff, teams have to carry 3 goalies. You're allowed a taxi squad, like extra players in case you know what happens. I'm excited. The Leafs play Montreal. Start with the rivals, biggest rivals. Toronto Maple Leafs' biggest rivals, Montreal. Then they go to Ottawa. It's my Leafs. I'm a Leaf fan. I'm excited for this, guys. NHL season. I believe training camp starts soon. I think for the teams that didn't make the playoffs, they have a few days earlier to open up training camps, and the teams that did make the playoffs, open up a little bit days after, right? A few days after. The 30th or something. The 30th or something. I don't know. In January or something. I don't know. Just before. There's gonna be no exhibition games. No point of exhibition games. That means it's gonna be good hockey. It might be sloppy hockey. Might be a lot of goal scoring. Don't expect the goalies to be themselves. I expect high scoring games, and we all love high scoring games. Let's go to some baseball news, guys. Baseball news. So I'm gonna go with the rumors first. I'm going to talk about 2 rumors involving 2 high-impact free agents, George Springer and DJ LeMahieu. Okay, guys. So, apparently DJ LeMahieu has competition from 3 teams. Mets, Yankees, and Blue Jays. Those are 3 teams. Looks like they're battling with each other to get DJ LeMahieu. Yankees want him back, but they're not. From what I'm reading and hearing, they're not close on a deal because of some financial gap in what DJ wants and what the Yankees are offering. And we don't know what the Mets are offering. We don't know what the Blue Jays are offering, but I believe the Blue Jays are willing to go an extra year maybe for DJ LeMahieu. Play him at third base. I don't know. Maybe play him at second base and have Bulbish at shortstop and Calvin Biggio at third base. I don't know. I know the Blue Jays are in every big-time free agent. Same with the Mets. I know the Yankees are only focused on DJ LeMahieu. They want him back. The guy hit 360 last year. Why wouldn't you want him back? So I think he goes back to the Yankees. But you never know in baseball, right? It's been a slow free agent season. But I think it'll start picking up after Christmas and maybe after New Year. January, you'll start to see some more trades and signings. Especially the big players in the free agent market will make big moves by signing the big impact free agents. Trevor Bauer, DJ LeMahieu, George Springer, JT Realmuto, guys like that. And speaking of George Springer, Now it looks like there's only 2 teams in the running for George Springer, Mets and the Blue Jays. I know the Blue Jays are in contact with him a lot. The Mets are too. So I think it's a 2-team race. I hope he comes to the Blue Jays. He'd be a great addition. He'll help the outfield great up the middle in the center field. No, man. Hey, my boy. You have to understand something in the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have an ownership in Rogers. What Rogers is the largest cable company in Canada. Not just TV, internet, mobile, anything. Technological rise in Canada. They have so much money that they don't know what to do with it. The Blue Jays are just like a side piece for them. They have so much money that they can even outspend the Yankees if they wanted to. They can outspend the Yankees. Rogers have more money than the Yankee ownership. If they wanted to, they could offer more than the Yankees. But the difference between the Blue Jays and the Yankees is ownership. There's ownership willing to spend. Yankee ownership always willing to spend. Blue Jays ownership, we don't know. We know they have the money. And the thing is, the highest paid Blue Jay ever was Josh Donaldson, $23 million a year. We could go more than that if we wanted to. Yes, we did. And well, Reyes got Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki wasn't the guy he was in Colorado, but he did solidify our shortstop position, improve that defense. And Burley was a solid pitcher. It wasn't the Burley of Chicago, but he helped the young pitchers. He helped the young Jays. He was a good leadership. Brought leadership to the rotation. Helped Stroman, but Stroman, don't get me on Stroman. He's not a guy you want in the clubhouse either. And there's a reason the Jays didn't bother signing to an extension. They were tired of his shtick. And the one guy on the Marlins that sadly had injuries that ruined his career was Josh Johnson. But when Josh was healthy, he was one of the best pitchers in the National League. If he was healthy, he would have helped that Blue Jays team a lot. That 2013 team, we all thought it was a playoff team, and it was one of the worst teams in the 2010 era. But Springer, I think Springer will help the Jays in center field. The thing will be a crowded in the outfield with Lourdes Gurriel, Grendel Grichuk, and Toscar Hernandez. I know with Lindor, Cleveland wants Lourdes Gurriel. I'm like, Lourdes Gurriel is a good player. He hits for average, he hits for power. If he's healthy, he could get you 25 to 30 home runs with a good 300 average and RBIs. I'm not trading Lourdes Gurriel for Lindor. If 1 year of Lindor. I'm sorry. I know Lindor can help the defense at shortstop. He's a switch hitter. He can hit for power, hit for average. But why would you want to trade another guy who could hit for average, hit for power for a guy who could do the exact same thing? You don't do that. Yeah, Johnson? Yeah, he was good with the Marlins until injuries got to the best of him. I was hoping when he was on the Jays he was the pitcher he once was, but it didn't turn out that way. But I'm not giving us Lourdes Gurriel for Lindor. If I'm going to, I'll be willing to give a prospects, even top prospects, but not Lourdes Gurriel. And if the Jays just have Springer, they would have to get rid of their outfielders. It might be Grichuk, most likely the one to go. I know he has a contract for like 4 years of $10 million. It might be a cheap contract because he could provide you power and good, solid defense. But I don't know what Grichuk could get you in return. He might be the most likely candidate to go if Springer signs here. I mean, I want Lindor. Don't get me wrong. But I ain't trading anybody for Lindor unless he signs an extension. Like Mookie Betts did. Mookie Betts, when he got traded to the Dodgers, I was hoping he would go end up in free agency because he'd be one of the guys that I want the Jays to go after. But he signed an extension in LA. In LA, the Dodgers have like so many guys that's making $30 million or more. It's unbelievable. I think they have 5 or 6 guys making more money a year than Tampa Bay's whole entire payroll. I don't know. Oh, and Blake Snell, get me on the other hand. He might Tampa Bay possibly shopping him. Get me Blake Snell. I don't care if he's in our division. I don't care if Tampa Bay if he's in our division and you won't trade him here. Get me Blake Snell. But here's some news in baseball. So the Phillies hired former player Sam Fuld. He was working in the front office before, so he's a candidate to become the GM. And apparently the Phillies offered JT Realmuto a contract. So I don't know. Are they trying to shed payroll? Or are they trying to go for it? With Dave Dombrowski wanting things as president, he's not the guy who's willing to shed payroll. He'll go for it every year. So they might be going for it. I mean, I would bring back JT Realmuto, but it might force to trade other guys like Zach Wheeler, who they just signed last year. And I'll take Zach Wheeler, who helped on my team too. He'll be a solid mid-rotation guy, put up innings. He won't hurt you. Let's see what else. What else did I say? Baseball news. What about in my description? Oh yeah, okay. Red Sox signed Matt Andriese. I don't know, not much there. They need all the pitching, so any pitcher they could get is good for them for the Red Sox. Detroit signs former pitcher Jose Urena. I'm gonna be frank with you. I know who Jose Urena is. He stinks. He's not a good pitcher. Maybe Juan, my boy Juan. You know Jose Urena, right? He sucks, right? He's not that good, isn't he? He really does stink. But Detroit needs, I don't know, to take a chance. It's only 1 year, so 1 year can't hurt, and Detroit is not a contending team, so it doesn't want to hurt them. It's only one season. If he becomes a pitcher, if he becomes a solid pitcher, good for them. Now, a big news happened yesterday. A big trade happened yesterday. Or was it the day before? I forget. Washington acquired first baseman Josh Bell from Pittsburgh Pirates. For 2 top prospects. Now, you know Pittsburgh, they're always rebuilding. They have a budget. They're one of the few teams that has a budget. So, Josh Bell, he can hit for power. Average? I don't know about average. There's some years we had over 20 home runs. But then some years he has less than 20 home runs. I mean, last season doesn't count 8 home runs. Okay. But I think in 2017 he had 226. And the next year he has 12. And then last year he had a breakout season. The first half he was killing it. In the second half he fell off the face of the earth with his stats. He was an all-star last year in 2019. But he hasn't recaptured that form, especially this year and the second half of last year. And so he got traded. They don't want to pay him because Pittsburgh's cheap. Pirates are cheap. And they traded him to Washington. I think it's a solid addition for Washington to get a first baseman. I mean, if you can capture that form from 2019, pre-2019, All-Star year, 2019, he'll certainly help the team a lot. Washington really needed him. They have Soto, Trey Turner. I think Ryan Zimmerman's coming back. But I do like the addition of Josh Bell for Washington because he does have power. And if he can hit for like a decent average, like 250, 260, with you can get back to that 30 home run mark, sure, solid guy. And Texas signed a pitcher from Japan. I'm gonna show you his name. His name is Kohei Arihira, 2-year deal, $6 million, $7 million. I'm gonna be an article. Let me read this article on him. I'm gonna share screen, guys, so you can see. From ESPN. So you guys can see. Here we go. Right-handed pitcher Kohei Urena, Texas Rangers reached a 2-year deal written by ESPN. 2-year deal. The deal is $6 million to $7 million range. Source told ESPN Jeff Passons. 28 years old, 374 ERA, in 6 seasons with Japan team Nippon Ham Fighters. He went 8-9 in 20 appearances in 2020 with 106 strikeouts and 3.46 ERA and 132 innings pitched. The year before, 2.46 ERA in 24 games, recording 161 strikeouts and 164 and a half innings pitched. So okay there, guys. So that's Texas for you guys. Sign a Japanese pitcher. The Texas does need pitching. Does need pitching. I mean, they got Corey Kluber last year. He's a free agent. He's injured. He was injured. He pitched like 1 inning for him. They traded Lance into the White Sox. Good addition for the White Sox. I really think that addition to help the team. I think they might win the Central next season. Man, I'm really excited for baseball. It's my favorite sport. I do hope. Oh, and the guy got posted. One of the best pitchers gets posted, and the guy from Korea gets posted too. 5 teams. Kim, this guy last name is Kim from one of the Korean teams. Gets posted. Apparently, 5 teams interested on him. Blue Jays are one of them. Okay. I love this. I don't know. Blue Jays are in everybody. But it's early, guys. Expect some free agency and trade news to pick up in January. Remember, a lot of the big-time free agents now in the past few years have signed past the New Year's, right? And remember, Harper signed in February, guys. Remember that? February 19. I remember. You know how I knew Harper signed? Funny story. I was on the treadmill at the gym. My condo has a gym downstairs, so I was on the treadmill. I was alone, right? So I put on the MLB network. And I was watching the MLB network, and it said, breaking news, Bryce Harper signs contract with Philadelphia Phillies. And that's how I knew, and that was in February. I remember that in February of 2019. That's how I knew, and that's how I found out Bryce Harper signed with the Phillies. And I know I had to piss off a lot of national fans. So what's on tonight for me to watch? What's on my schedule? So I got some NFL games. I got a World Junior game. I like World Junior hockey. We got Canada versus Germany, I believe. So I'm going to watch that at 6 o'clock. But I'll be watching the 49 Cardinals game in about 45 minutes. And then I got the Raptor game and the Spurs. I'm going to talk about that. Let's talk about a preview for the NBA for my Toronto Raptors. So, as you know, I was not happy with the Raptors game, the opening game. They had the lead. They should have won that game, but their defense fell asleep against the Pelicans. Pelicans, I do think, are a good team. The Raptors are in San Antonio, face the Spurs. The defense, so wake up. You're going to face against DeMar DeRozan, former Raptor. Don't fear DeMar DeRozan by taking a 3-point shot. It's not his game. You got Marcus Aldridge. I think the Raptors need to win this game. Play solid defense. Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby have to pick up their offense. They were not very good on offense in the opening night. That's Wednesday. Pick it up. You can't have Lowry and Siakam do everything. I mean, even Boucher outscored them both. Boucher outscored Anunoby and VanVleet. That cannot happen. I mean, I like bench players scoring, but you need the stars to score more. Especially VanVleet and Anunoby got a huge contracts. VanVleet is making over $20 million, and Anunoby's gonna start making $18 million. They have to produce more on the offensive end. I like their defense. I get that, but they have to produce more on the offense end for this team to go to the next level, because this team is taking a step back from last year and the year before. Of course, they lose Kawhi, and they lose Ibaka. They're young. I don't see a superstar player. I don't see this team as a championship team. I see them as a playoff team, but I don't see them as a top 4 seed team. They work hard. They play hard. It's one of the few things I love about this team is that how hard they play no matter who is on the floor. But I think they're a best of 5 to an 8 seed in the playoffs. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're the 4th best team in the Atlantic and be in the Atlantic Division. So they're in San Antonio. They gotta beat San Antonio, guys. They gotta beat San Antonio Spurs. You gotta get the first win of the season. Let's do it. Because next game, you're gonna face Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, the Philadelphia 76ers Tuesday night. And I don't want them go in that game 0-2, because I think there's a strong possibility they could go 0-3 if that happens, because I think they could lose to the Sixers. But then again, after the Sixers, a Thursday, you know who they're taking on? You know who they're taking on? The New York freaking Knicks. The New York, the best team in the NBA, the New York Knicks. No, I'm joking. Obviously, the worst team in the NBA, the New York Knicks. And that's a game they should win. And they better win. If they lose to the Knicks, hell break loose here, man. It'll be a joke. But RJ Barrett looks good, man. He had a good first game. I like RJ Barrett. Canadian. So, some football, World Juniors, and then in Raptor game tonight. And tomorrow is all football. Monday is nothing for me. Monday is Bills Patriots and wrestling. Good SmackDown show. And let's see if there's any news in the NBA, any sports news before I go. Maybe something popped up. Okay, so I'm Sheffield, right? So the Buccaneers just clinched their first playoff spot since 2007, so 13 years. Let's see what else is there. I'm trying to find something, guys. Let's see some news. I'm going to go to some articles. Maybe talk about them. Reading. So, I don't know. LeBron James has been male athlete of the year for the 4th time. Okay, big deal. He won another NBA title. No wonder why. So let's see what the final score of the Bucks game. Yeah, okay, the game's not over, but they pretty much clinched. And then if there's any NBA games of note tonight, we got Magic and Wizard maybe. Any NBA games of note? I mean, Raptors and Spurs are my game. I'm gonna watch that at 8:30 p.m. I know from Jeremy Lambert, Thunder and Hornets. Sixers and Knicks now game of note. Sixers will win. Pearson and both. Timberwolves and Jazz. Houston Walkers Trailblazers is a game of note to watch. Nothing really major here. But football, we got Dolphins and Raiders. Okay, guys? And once again, I'm about to end this guy soon, but once again, this guy. Biggest idiot in the NBA, right, guys? So, yeah, a little bit shorter. Usually an hour I go, but 53 minutes is not bad. So I'm going to end it here, guys. So that's my show for episode 9. Next week is episode 10. 10 weeks I've been doing a show. Wow. Whoa. Felt like yesterday I just started the show. So, schedule coming up. Next Monday, this Monday coming up, the 28th, it's all about wrestling. I'll be talking about Big E winning the IC title, and I'll go to the weekly review of this past week. Raw, Dynamite, NXT, and SmackDown. And I'll be talking about whatever news is in the wrestling world. And then next Thursday is all about the pop. Don't know what I'm going to be talking about yet. And the next Saturday is episode 10 of this show. Also, my Wonder Woman review is up. I know a lot of people hate Wonder Woman, and a lot of people don't like it. I liked it. I might do a spoiler thing. And I just previewed the Raptors and Spurs here, right? But after that, if I, like I did for Game 1, I reviewed Game 1, this is the 72 game season. I'll do a review of Game 2 of the Raptors and Spurs game. I'm going to do that for 72 games, hopefully. Hopefully I can keep it up. Review every game. And so, yeah, it's my show for you guys. I hope you all had a good Christmas. Good holidays. And Thursday, I'll wish you all a Happy New Year. So like or thumbs up, whatever, same thing. Comment, subscribe down below. And remember, things will get better. They always do. Thanks. And take care.